I'm JB Bryan, and this is AfroEconomics with JB Bryan. I'm the President and Chief Executive Officer, Chief Investment Officer, and the CEO of JB Bryan Financial Group, an investment advisory firm, a registered investment advisory firm. And today, I want to share some thoughts with you. As usual, every Wednesday, I'm right here. So make sure that you download the app so that it's easy for you to get access to financial empowerment. And I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, AfroEconomics with JB Bryan. I love to get likes and I love to have subscribers. I love to feel like I'm making a difference because AfroEconomics is a financial management program designed specifically to build wealth within the Black community. So let me know I'm making a difference in your life. I am excited about this topic because the media is all over the place about the stock market lately. And I started this firm in 1995. So I've seen a lot of different stock market conditions. I've seen it at great times where the media is your friend, like now. I've worked through times where the media is literally scaring everyone and clients are going crazy. So, I thought from an Afroeconomic perspective, what is, really going on with the stock market? Does it really make a difference? Is the stock market really an indicator for the Black community as far as how healthy we are economically, how healthy you and your family are economically? Now, as an industry norm, definitely the stock market is used quite often to indicate as an indicator, and there's a whole bunch of different indices that tell us how the economy is doing. Things like consumer confidence, GDP, producer price index, consumer price index. So many different, so much research is done to get us thinking, and this really appeals more to us in the industry, and for us to have this information. But it's really important. What's really important to me is for you to think about how you are doing economically and financially. Check out the book, Our Black Wealth Matters, AfroEconomics, Our Black Wealth Matters is at AfroEconomics.com. And you can get the book and the workbook also that goes along with the workbooks that I workshops that I do live. You're also welcome here in the studio with me. The live workshops are in Washington, D.C. at the 712th Street, Suite 700 as well. And so 700 is just a hot number for me, but it's 712th Street Northwest in D.C. And you can register at AfroEconomics.com. Just click on the flyer, and we're going to talk about this in September, on September 10th. I am going to be presenting the workshop on legacy, building your legacy. And I have included legacy as a major economic indicator for us, for economic indicators, because the stock market tells you how well stocks are doing. It tells you about the supply and demand of stocks. Demand is up, and it's, of course, we're in very favorable times here lately for using the stock market. But when they talk about the Dow, we have to remember they're only referring to 30 stocks. So, and they're not speaking specifically about your specific stock selections, your specific portfolio. So when you really want to know how well your money is doing, you need to check your money and also think about things like this. From an Afroeconomic indicator, legacy. Well, what can legacy tell us? Like, when you look around your family, when you look around your neighborhood, or is there an emphasis on the next generation? Are you constantly thinking about the next decade, the next 10 years, the next 20 years, the next generation, the generation after your generation when you're making your financial choices? Or are you thinking about day-to-day financial challenges? day-to-day financial challenges, if they become front and center, then you know that there are some economic challenges that need to be met, some cash flow things that have to be solved so that you can move towards a legacy mindset, because that's the goal for Afroeconomics, is to think about first, why am I doing what I'm doing? And if we get distracted with keeping the cell phone on, keeping Virginia Power on, trying to save your home, because those are these short-term challenges that you're experiencing, they can take away from your ability to really focus on what you ultimately want for your family. So we want in a great economic time, of course, you're able to not worry about the day-to-day, but you're able to really focus on, the day-to-day, they're fine, and I can really focus on setting up strategies and putting things in place for the future generations and really building a legacy. And second economic indicator is principle 2 of Afroeconomics, being financially independent. Are you financially independent? Is your family, are you surrounded by family that are doing okay? They really don't have to go to work. They work because they enjoy working, but they do have enough assets that are generating income for them that they don't have to work. And then financial independence is a key economic indicator for you, your family, and our community, because if you have a lot of people who are coming to you asking for money, they're not being able to take care of their monthly needs, that is an indication that times are not really good for our community or for those around you. And we do still have some things that we need to take care of in developing our community and making sure that each of us is financially independent. And that's why I am committed to Afroeconomics and bringing financial empowerment to you as often as possible, as often as you allow me, right? A third economic indicator is how organized are you? Are you organized? Are you making plans? Have you set up things? Do you have all of your tax information in place? Do you have all of your tax documents? Do you know and understand the rules and the regulations that are involving how you can keep more of your money in your pocket so that you can get a good, that's about being organized. Do you see that all around you? Are you surrounded by, organized people? Do you see that as a goal for most of the people that you encounter, during your life, during your day, during your work day, during your casual time? Is your family committed to being organized, and especially financially organized? Are you looking at your financial statements? Are you looking at your bank statements? Are you making sure that things are getting paid on time? A fourth economic indicator is, are we focused on knowledge and learning constantly and expanding your knowledge and getting a better understanding of what to look for as a criteria for purchasing something in the stock market, what to look for when you're looking at a stock fund or individual fund or an ETF, and what, getting a good understanding. Are we expanding our knowledge in those areas? Are you focused on always learning, or are you focused on always being entertained? That is an indicator where we want to make sure that we're increasing our number of people in our community who want to be in a constant learning, lifetime learning mode. And that is for being focused on knowledge. Number 5 is integrity. Have we seen an increase in crime in our community? Have we seen an increase in violence? Have we seen a decrease in family structure? Do we see more and more homes that are led by single parents? And that we want to make sure that we realize how important that integrity is as an economic indicator, and how by staying in a place of integrity, by making the best effort that you can to build your family, not being together but still being there for each other, to parent together, what a difference that makes on the future generations of your family. Because I always say, if you raise them right the first time, if you make that huge investment initially, you don't have to worry about having to raise grown folk and kids pulling away from your retirement when they should be taking care of themselves. And that is a big challenge. So staying in a place of what is an integrity quotient, what is the integrity indicator, and bringing integrity into each of your financial choices, realizing that anything that sounds too good to be true generally is, making sure that you check on everything that you do financially, always reading the fine print, always paying on time, always keeping your commitment in every way that you can. If you can't, make sure that you're calling people. We want to make sure that our numbers in our community, when they know that when they deal with Black people, that we come from a place of integrity and we keep our word, and they can depend on us doing what we said that we were going to do. When we go to work, we do it and we give it our 100%. And then a sixth AfroEconomic indicator is being accountable. That will really involve you making a commitment to knowing exactly where you are financially, being accountable to yourself and being accountable to everyone else, reviewing it. So it's so this number 6 the economic indicator is accountability and review, making sure that you have, and everyone else that you know has a commitment. Are you seeing that happening? What can we do to increase that? This is a stretch, but it's real. That these really tell us how well we're doing as a people. If we're doing these things well, overall in our community, finances, financial success, family success will not be a challenge for us. So being accountable, how are those numbers there? What is your specific accountability score? If you can give yourself a score, a 1 out of 10, are you reviewing everything? Are you keeping up with everything? Are you checking on when you've made changes? Are you checking to make sure that that you're staying the course? If you said, I'm going to pay this off in 6 months, have you stuck to that plan? Make sure when you make a goal, when you set up a financial plan, that you review it at least once a quarter. And a 7th AfroEconomic indicator is entrepreneurship. Are we starting businesses? Are we, are you seeing a lot of Black-owned businesses around you? I would say that most of us, have seen a decline in Black-owned businesses. As a Black business owner, I've seen the membership in Black business organizations decline. I've seen the organizations struggle because our businesses have been struggling. So what do we need to do as Black business owners to make sure that we live as examples for other people? And what keeps me going as an entrepreneur is that I realize the value of freedom. I really enjoy the freedom of my creativity, the freedom of being in a position to empower others, employ others, to build and help other people take care of their families, to focus my to have a firm. I would have to have my own firm in order to have created AfroEconomics and to have the blessing of doing this book. And through that freedom, I realized that it's not comfortable. It takes a lot of sacrifice. That I have, this has been a full life's commitment to serving my community and financial empowerment, but I cannot stop. We cannot stop. because if anything, we're struggling now more than ever, and Afroeconomics is offering us a way out, but we have to make sure that we share this information with each other, and that we know that entrepreneurship really can be a way to reduce the unemployment. When you have your own business, you don't have to worry about being unemployed. You are working. We need to encourage one another to know that we can build our businesses back up. We can, our businesses can be sustainable. I've been in the business by the grace of God since 1995, and it is possible. And I can't tell you that it's been easy, because it hasn't been, but it is possible, and it has been worth it. And it's worth it because of the feedback you all give me, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Just you participating, just you viewing, just you watching, just you taking these things and taking them to your family, and just the thought of your family for generations to come being empowered by Afroeconomics. It just what else, what else can you ask for in life but to make someone else's life better? And their children's book should be out in September. I'm just working on some fine-tuning graphics, but it's going to be exciting. I'll share it with you. And that's another way for us to make sure that we get financial management and into the mindset of our people as young as possible. So an Afroeconomic indicator is the health of our business and the growth of our businesses. And number 8 is our credit scores. Are the credit scores for our community going up or going down? Or more importantly, is your credit score getting higher each year, or is your credit score getting worse? You want to make sure that for your individual economic indicator, you want your credit score to be getting stronger every year. And that takes focus. That takes number 9, being determined. What is your determination factor? What is your determination index? Are you highly determined? When you think of yourself 10 years ago, are you still as determined as you used to be? If you are, is your determination factor coming down? Because I need you to be more determined than other. Your community needs you to be more determined than ever to increase your Afroeconomic indicators, to have a focus on legacy, to make it, to be determined to become financially independent, to be organized and to be focused on planning financially, to make a commitment to be educated and not to be entertained all the time. To make a commitment to integrity and taking integrity into your financial and business life, being accountable and creating a spirit of entrepreneurship in everything you do. Because the best, even if you are an employee, the best employee are the people who have that spirit of ownership, that you're carrying other people's business, or even if you have a government job, but you're covering that duty that you have, that you're taking care of it, you're owning it. I love that phrase, but you're owning it, that you like, this is yours, that you whatever responsibility they've given you, you are doing it just like as if it were your own business. And those of you who do have a business, we cannot let up. We cannot let up. We have to be determined. The 9th Afroeconomic indicator. And then your health and your wealth, are they're so related. The 10th Afroeconomic indicator is, are you healthy? Are you making a commitment to being healthy? Are you doing a good job of managing your stress? I realize that I think sometimes that because I'm a business owner, that I'm under more stress than others. And I've realized that no, stress is a mindset. There are people who work for people who feel that they're under a tremendous amount of stress, and I think that what has saved my life and allowed me to have the business so long is making a commitment to being healthy. I realize that allows me to have the energy, that allows me to, to be on here each Wednesday. I mean, you have to think about it. I've been doing this years now, each Wednesday, and I've been able to be healthy every Wednesday, like through holidays, through everything, through going to conferences. I've been on here live, or before YouTube, I was doing that via conference call. That is a blessing, but it takes what? It takes getting rest, getting exercise, eating right, not drinking, not smoking, not allowing myself to be stressed out, staying away from toxic situations, toxic people. You have to be committed to your health in order to build your wealth. So when you look at from last year to this year, are you healthier, or has your health declined? You need to really be careful. Young people, do not take your health for granted. What you do now affects how you feel and if you're able to work in years down the road. You want to make sure that you have as many wealth building years as you can. So many people, unfortunately, their wealth is reduced because they become disabled and they can't work. And if you can avoid it. Take yourself seriously. Do not allow the environment to pull away from your ability to do all that God has planned for you to do. You have to make it a point to be as healthy as possible, so we can help as many people as we can and to become as wealthy as we can. And that's going to make a commitment to being disciplined, determined, and making very mentally and physically healthy choices. Thank you all so much. Please make comments. We just talked about AfroEconomic Indicators, things that can tell you thoughts or questions or things that you should be thinking about that go far beyond what you might see in the news, that you might be doing a lot better than even the stock market. The stock market might be doing well, and you could indeed be doing better. But you want to make sure that you take time now to evaluate how are your investments doing, and take advantage of a risk calculator that I have on the website. It's on the financial services in the AfroEconomics.com site, or jbbryan.com. The risk calculator is on the front page. Or email me at jb@afroeconomics.com, and I will send you a risk calculator so that you can get in tune with your risk score, and we can upload your portfolio and see if you are where you should be. No matter what the news says about what your investments should be doing, you might think you have a whole bunch of your money in stocks, and you find out that you really don't. Do you want them in there? Or maybe you don't. Maybe you can't. But there's a lot of ways to make money, and the best way to make money is to make sure that you make wise choices with the money that you have. Maximize what you have, set up the proper asset allocation, and get professional assistance. I hope I can be that person. My number is 1-844-JB-BRYAN. Have a wonderfully blessed day, a great week, and don't forget the workshops that are coming up. Check out AfroEconomics.com.